to a show.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Mats podcast. And we got a group here today. We're recording on location at Crazy 88 in Elkridge. And we had some mix-ups here with the guessage, but that's quite all right because we picked up the pieces and we kept Chris Tran, and we got Mark Rollamas.
I'm so disappointed in you right now.
Has it been like 5 years?
I've known this guy for 15 years, and he still doesn't know how to say my
Dude,
last
I didn't even
name.
know your last name. I thought it was David for like the first 6 years. And I was like, oh, that's what, is it David? So,
David.
and then we have Erica.
Yeah.
That's it. That's about it.
Rivera.
With the R. I knew it was that. I was like, it's with an R. I know it's with an R. Anyhow, we're about to have some fun with this podcast because that's what we do. Nothing that we do here is ever to be taken too seriously, but we're all here. We're about to have a good time. As we kind of go through this journey with the podcast, thank you everyone who's been listening, everybody who's been kind of in on episodes, who's been guests. I appreciate the hell out of all of you. And like I've said, when we did the 5-year anniversary episode, I didn't think we were going to make it this far because I was struggling to get to episode 4. So thank you for that. But as we jump into this, we're going to go ahead and just do some questions and find out about everybody here. So Mark has been on the podcast before. Chris has been on the podcast before. Erica, this is your first time. That's wild. For your first time to be on such a possibly landmark episode, being 300 or possibly 301 or 302.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. I feel so honored that I was invited today.
Since this is your first time being on, I guess my question to you would be, how did you, I guess, come about here at 88, and do you train on the mats as well?
I train off and on, mostly Muay Thai though. But I actually stumbled across Crazy 8 while I was looking for a job in college, and then I really enjoyed working here, and I love the people here, and it kind of just snowballed into something that I really wasn't expecting.
Cool. That's kind of how it all falls into place a lot of times. You're like, check it out. And then it turns into a thing like, you know what, these people are actually pretty cool. And then these people become more like ingrained into the day-to-day life. And then suddenly it's like, I like being around these folks. So cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I see the emails, I see the Slack messages. So it's like, that's why I'm always like, oh, I know Erica.
Yeah, it's me.
through like, hey, announcements.
Yeah.
Hey, the snow hit the ground. We ain't training tonight. Things like that. So thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
And training on and off for you, like when you do have time to train, and when you are out here doing Muay Thai specifically, like was there ever any thought for you to compete or just doing it for funsies?
I really just train for the additional benefits of the sport. I grew up doing karate. I got my black belt in that when I was younger. So I was really drawn to the Muay Thai. But I really just do it just for the workouts, self-discipline. I think it's awesome and very inspiring for all the people who do compete. But I don't think it ever crossed my mind for me specifically. Yeah.
It's fine. We share that in common.
How long have you been working here?
This year is my 10th year, my 10-year anniversary. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what?
But you've definitely been here almost as long as me, and Chris has been here
Way
longer.
I think longer, yeah.
I've been in association for about 10 years in some capacity. So I pop in here every so often.
Nice.
Every so often, just be like, hey guys, I'm not dead. So as far as the others, Mark, catch us up on what's been going on with you over the last few months in terms of training, competing, things like that.
I've been injured.
Oh, so none of that.
We did it.
You've been training. I re-injured you.
I literally I can't do anything but drill. So like I met with a doctor and my PT, and they're like, yeah, you got like a grade 1, like, I don't know, MCL sprain. So I can't do anything. So I've just been drilling. It's actually been really tough because I want to roll and compete again. And I wanted to compete, do some tournaments, but yeah, I've just been drilling, taking it easy. Like I had to remind myself day by day that I can't like do anything.
Well, yeah, there are times where you and I roll and we're like, okay, I'm just going to go light or I'm just going to drill. It's like, then as I'm moving light, you ramp up just a touch. And I'm like, I'm going to ramp up just a touch too. And then you ramp up more and then I ramp up more and it's like, okay.
It's just boring just sitting on the side not doing anything. So I watch everyone roll and I'm like, ugh. And then when I try to roll, I what happened yesterday, like I rolled with, I forgot who I rolled with, but some person tweaked my leg the wrong way and I was like, tap, I'm done. I'm just going to sit on the side.
Which that person was like, I tapped a purple belt. Well, even today I saw you sitting on the sideline. I was like, we can roll, we'll flow. You know me, I'm old and tired. Then you actually did the mature thing. You hung out. I think I saw you rolling later. But either way.
Did, yeah. But I do need breaks versus like if I'm doing like a competition round, it's like always push. But now it's like, all right. You know.
Well, you should probably wear a brace at training too.
I do. I wear a brace.
I didn't feel a brace.
Oh.
Just saying, whenever I roll with you, I don't feel a brace. But like, is it one of those stone cold braces that's like these arms like contraptions? Or
Yeah. That's what my doctor recommended.
Yeah. I don't ever see you with that, but whatever.
I'm getting called out so hard.
I'm just saying, I mean, you should be resting and you out there, no bracing it, raw dogging it. And I'm just like, dude, you got to chill, get better. All right, well, here's to speedy recoveries.
Thank you. I got 2 weeks left, apparently.
Dog, you got 4 weeks. Like, just fucking chill. Like, no, really. Like, you just chill. And Chris.
I think the last time I was here, I think it was literally right before I did all the Grand Slams in Nogi. Mm-hmm. And then that was in 2024. And then after that, last year, I didn't personally birth him, but I am a father now. So,
oh, yeah.
Yes,
let's make some fucking noise for that. Which one of these buttons? Oh, there we go.
I was going to be a boo for a second.
I didn't want to hit the cocaine hookers, but I was like, oh, wrong one.
But yeah, so I've been busy with a little bit of that and adjusting to becoming a father and training after that, competing after all that, and trying to get a little bit of normalcy with everything.
How does your time split work now, being a parent and adjusting that to training?
I sleep less. Yes, my wife manages to keep my schedule relatively consistent, so I'm still keeping my training days like usually I get in 5 or 6 days a week, and I still can get in my cardio and my strength conditioning.
So, kind of wrapping it back around now, as we got a base for everyone. What's something that you believe strongly in when you first started training that you now completely disagree with?
So, because another white belt recently was like, oh, I think I got it all figured out. And when I first started, I thought I was kind of the same way too. So I was like, oh, I think I got a system. I developed a system. I could start, doing things. And realistically, I didn't know shit. Like when I was... Like it's crazy because as a white belt, your coach teaches you like a couple of things, and then later in the belt, you're like, man, I don't know anything at all. There's like always some trick I don't know about. Like Keith is always showing me something where like black belt magic that I'm not even aware of, and it's like small little minute like differences too. So as a white belt, I was like, oh man, I got to figure it out. I know what to do, blah blah blah. And then as I got older into the like purple belt, I was like, I'm going to just shut up for the rest of this until I get, I don't know, 3rd degree black belt.
No, I get that. There are times where I'll see like a little small adjustment. Like,
Yeah.
if you like, instead of this grip. Oh, like even today when we were doing the knee bar.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. How about you, Chris?
Yes, my thing is, I guess we can go 2 ways. One, everyday Pohada is not real unless you're being helped by supplements. It's not enough to go hard every day. You need to go hard with a sense of purpose. there's no point in banging it out if you're not actually getting any better, or if you're not actually trying anything specific. I mean, it's fun, but it's not necessarily progressive. And then, unfortunately, I am learning that apparently as you get older, you can't keep doing that actually. So you should probably figure out how to get better overall, anyways. But yeah, I would say that everyday Pohada is okay sometimes. It's not everyday Pohada. It's like sometimes Pohada.
Like three days a week Pohada.
Yeah. Some Pohada is okay.
Like
But-
maybe even 4.
Yeah, and then I guess in with that too is that showing up is often not enough. I used to think that like you can come to practice and then, you know, you do the practice, you go through the motions, and you're like, cool, I did jiu-jitsu, I did my drill, I did whatever the coach taught, so I got like better in that, which is good. But you know, it helps to have something a little bit either more personalized to you that will get you even better than 1%, or it is good to, you know, maybe stay on it a little bit longer than just that one class. Because, you know, if the next week there's something else and then you just jump to that, you're just kind of getting maybe like 0.5% better at each of those little things, and they don't really build up to anything useful over time. They just you kind of get meh at everything, and you don't want to be a jack of all trades. You'd rather be like pretty good at like a couple areas, and that can branch out into your other things as well.
I'm piecing that together now after 10 years. You know, so I'm figuring it out.
It's a steep learning curve.
And Erica, for you, and I guess we'll go more so with striking and Muay Thai and stuff, or just in general martial arts, because you said you did have black belt in karate. For you with training, is there anything in the beginning that you felt very strongly about, and then as you ranked up and started learning more, you're like, maybe that was a little silly of me?
I would say there's nothing in particular that I really thought one way, I guess, as a white belt, but I think something that very much surprised me was how much you need to train to remember what the coach is learning. I think, just starting out, you're like 1 day a week. Yeah, that's so great. I'm in there. I'm in this environment, which is all true. You're part of the community. You are learning from your coach, participating in the classes, but really, to build that habit, to be able to understand martial arts or learn martial arts, you have to be doing that way more consistently just than 1 hour a week. So, for me, I started off with like 2 or 3 days a week, and I was like, yeah, like 2 every other day. Like, this is great. I'm going to learn this in no time. And I quickly realized this is why people are in here 5-6 days a week, or this is why people add on private lessons. This is why people are studying film, watching extra videos, because it's all of that combined that's going to help you learn the sport and learn the martial art. Showing up is just the first step, which is great, super, super important, but there's a lot more that goes into it.
Oh, definitely. Like, when I first started, I only trained once per week. Mm-hmm. And the first month, I felt good about it. I was like, oh, I'm in there. I'm at least getting it, in once.
Yeah.
And not missing anything. I think it was funny because one day I couldn't train and I didn't know anything. So I remember calling. I was at Ivy League. And I remember calling up to the desk. I was like, hey, could you let them know I can't come in today?
Yeah.
Whoever answers were like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, bye. But missing that 1 week, like that one class, felt very much like, oh my God, I missed everything. And then little did I know, as time went on, I was like, oh, I'm only getting one class. Like, they're learning so much more in those other 4 or 5 days. So,
yeah. A lot of people don't really think about it like one class is 1 hour. Mm-hmm. And if you're only training 1 hour a week, you're not going to get any better.
I mean, I guess it's kind of comparable to like lifting weights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, sure, it's better than doing nothing, but what are you really doing, though? Like,
Yeah.
You're doing squats on Tuesday, every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing whatever, 4 sets of like 8 every Tuesday.
Yeah, and like I said, it's great to be part of the community. It's great to be in there. It's not like you're not getting a good workout, but I feel like a lot of people have these goals of you know, I want to be a professional fighter, or I want to be a world champion, but the disconnect from what you have to do in order to get there and what they're thinking of in their mind, it's a big gap.
Oh, definitely. Mark, do you think people underestimate how much unlearning is required to rank up?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
I need more than that.
It's
Wait, Mark, do you do both Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu? I thought you were a Muay Thai guy before you were a Jiu-Jitsu
I was
guy.
a big Muay Thai guy before, and
He transitioned.
I did. I went to Thailand,
Switched to
and
the
then came
dark
back
side.
into
Full surgery.
I did transition, actually. Yeah, that was actually, I guess I was starting to realize when I started Muay Thai, I loved the cultural aspect of Muay Thai. It wasn't really about competing, because when I first started, I wanted to, I actually started because I wanted to lose weight, or I wanted like a coping mechanism to deal with like school, college, and stuff like that. Like, it's funny because I was going to UMD, and I didn't even know you started a club, right? The UMD BJJ one?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And these guys invited me
No
over.
one can place me there.
some classmates invited me over. They're like, "Oh, you should try to do the BJJ club." The reason why is because I was really big into Super Smash Bros at the time, and one of them was into BJJ also. So,
Nice.
and then he was like, "Oh, you should try it." I was like, "No, I figured I want to try like kickboxing because I used to watch Buakaw, and I saw one of his K1 matches where I think he tore up like this Japanese guy's leg because he did like an illegal move and K1 rules. I thought, oh, that looks really fun and cool. So then I Googled and went to Ivy League, and then it was just like, oh, this, it was kind of like it helped me cope with like finals and like dealing with studying and stuff like that. So that's how I got into kickboxing. But later on, I was like, I do want to compete more. It felt more comfortable when I started wrestling and stuff like that. So then probably after COVID, I started going on these tournament trips with Keith and some other guys like Joe and Elvis. And and then we would just do these competitions together. Like Brandon Epps would be there too.
Yeah.
And we just do competitions together. That was pretty fun.
I feel like Jiu-Jitsu is more fun.
It definitely, I don't know, and I could be biased. Like it feels more, when I do Muay Thai, sometimes it's like, oh, this is fine. But I feel like there's like finite like pieces there. Where it's like, it's like a puzzle. Like, these are the pieces, you just got to put them together. Whereas Jiu-Jitsu is like, these are the pieces. All right, now that you got that together, here's some more pieces. And then some more pieces. And then forget about those old pieces because we're on these pieces. And then a year later, we're going to come back to these pieces now. So there's always something that's being learned. That's not to say that's not the case with striking, but with jiu-jitsu, it's like there's just always something.
I will say I'm thankful I could do both. Like from like being an older guy now, and I could like do both. Like if I wanted.
How old are you?
Almost 40. But like it gives me a good alternative. Like right now I'm injured, but I don't feel bad kicking or being on my lead foot when I do Muay Thai or striking, right? Like I feel comfortable. But when I'm like doing, let's say like I'm in like doing some leg entanglement in jiu-jitsu, it hurts. So it's like a good alternative for me to be exercising, able to move my body, burn some calories, and do, have a different sport I can do. A lot of people who like when I go to work, a lot of guys know me as like, oh, Marcus like this jiu-jitsu person. He does this and that. And it's funny because I brought some coworkers in yesterday to a wrestling class and a boxing class, and I mean they know I'm active, I compete and stuff like that, but a lot of like, I'm not gonna say they're like couch potatoes, but they want to be more active, which is why I brought them. Yeah. So we were just doing warm-ups, and then one of them was like, oh, I need to take a break, like I need to like. And I'm like, we're just doing karaoke's around the mat. We're not even doing the real thing yet.
This is just the warm-up.
This is just the warm-up. And then it made me think, like, they see me in this light as like someone who does all this stuff and everything, but they don't see like the hard work that goes behind, like the hours we put into training, drilling, and stuff like that. So I think it definitely is underestimated.
Yeah. And Chris, like, what's your take on, people underestimating like how much you have to unlearn to progress?
It's very vastly underestimated. We just had this talk the other day on the mat. It's actually very interesting. So everyone likes to complain, maybe not complain. Everyone does not agree with, competition and how, clearly if you win the worlds, you're probably the next belt up. And so that, that makes sense in that sense. But, there's always people that are, I'm not a big competitor. I don't want to compete. That's not my goal. That's not this and that. That's okay. That's okay. I will say, I do agree with the fact that I think it's extremely hard to like competently show your expertise at the belt that you want. I think that's harder than like going to the competition and winning, because if you go and be like, hey, you're going to be a solid purple belt, show me this technique, though you have to explain it with all the details of a purple belt. I know that there's a lot of purple belts out there that I don't think will explain it with all those details. But can they do it? They can do it for sure. They could do it in a competition for sure too. And I think that's a little easier, especially, with athletics, that helps people bypass some of the conscious details that they may or may not have. But yeah, so it's like, if you want, you can study every single detail. Can you put out like a little DVD on it that has this level of instruction? We'll see. Or you could probably just go out and compete and, just be able to demo it and do it and all that.
I think there's a piece to that too, where, like you said, with the athleticism, it's almost kind of like a cheat. It's like using it as a crutch to lean on and say, oh, well, I can do this. And it's like, well, you're bypassing steps.
I don't look at it as a cheat. I look at it as a relatively alternative pathway, because you can have the athleticism to do everything a little bit wronger or not up to the skill level that you are trying to present yourself as. But if it's effective, it's really hard to argue with that. Whereas if you want to go theoretical, you're going to be like, all right, well, theoretically, like, I will have this grip and this should allow the off balance, and then they will not be able to free their leg and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And you have to be on point with that, because in an intellectual argument, anyone's going to be able to pick that apart and be like, hey, that detail doesn't work. Why are you saying that? Versus if you're like, bro, I go hard, you fall. Then you can't really argue with, he do go hard and he do fall.
That's fair. I think also too, it's like when you're competing, especially, for the most part, everybody kind of all knows. We know the paths. So if you've been working on something long enough, hard enough, drilling it enough, you have expertise, and you can still make it work on somebody that knows it's coming, it kind of proves the point. Versus in the training room is like kind of the same deal, but like you don't come to training to win at practice.
Oh.
Well, hey, I have video. I have videos. That's I just go home and sit there and watch them. Like, yes,
only highlights.
Yes, I got them. Oh no, I posted my lowlights last year, and I was like, we're not going to do that for this year, though.
I think it's a front. I think it's a front so that people aren't expecting it. You're like, oh no, I lost here.
Well, that's what I thought, but then they were like, no, look at this guy, damn near 50. You think we're going to fall for that? And then they just fucking knee on belly me. Fuck them. All right, sorry. Emotions. And Erica, how about your take on this?
From the perspective that I have of seeing people, I would definitely agree with these guys. There's just a big gap from what you think is going to happen in the beginning to what actually needs to happen in order to grow.
Like, I can't say that I still struggle with unlearning old habits to a point where it's just like I go to it automatically, and it's like no, don't do that. Almost where like I have to kind of like pretend that like my shoulders don't work. So no, you can't use certain pressures. You have to do certain things, and I still find a way around it. So
yeah.
It's
I was
hard
about to say, how often do you see people in the gym throughout the week drilling on their laptops, looking at videos, and like how, if you had to estimate, like how often you see our competitors doing that?
Well, I would say competitors all the time.
Yeah.
I you know,
Like
our program is these guys are in here even when we're not running classes. I could
Yeah.
say, you know, we're closed to snow, and they said we need to drill, so we're going to be in there. What I would say is it's more surprising the people who aren't competitors when they're doing things like that. And I would say that I see it pretty often. The coaches are very encouraging, especially the fundamentals coaches. They just try to stay after class. They'll, you know, watch fights, go over it, you know, really try to help them out. So I would say it's more surprising, and I kind of like see it more often. Whereas with our regular competitors, like that's the standard.
Yeah.
That is all of the time. You are in here practicing all the time, watching videos, doing private lesson. You know, I can't keep these guys away even when we're closed. So,
Like, I think that a lot about this location, especially.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as Mark asked the question, I was like, I'm sure like you see a lot of folks here just drilling, like sitting in the lobby area, just watching video, or you know, just talking about jiu-jitsu. Period. Whereas I'm not sure about over at SP. Like after what?
You're an SP guy, you traitor. What do you mean?
it's like
Those
I don't know.
SP folks.
I don't know about those guys down there.
Hey.
I don't know about them.
You're part of our crew.
You didn't let
What
me-
do you mean you
did-
don't know?
You didn't let me finish. You did not let me finish. 'Cause I'm there 2 times per week, and there's a mad rush to get out of there on a Monday night.
You're there 3 times a week.
Sometimes 3, mostly 2. On Saturdays, yes, folks stick around. They're drilling. We're talking afterward. During the week though, it is kind of a rush either to get to the next class or another class is coming on. But that doesn't take away from the fact that folks, when we leave, we still have that opportunity. So there. You happy now? See, I rebounded.
At SP, we do stay after to drill a little bit, talk about the corrections we need to make. It was happening while we were leaving, coming to Oak Ridge.
On Saturdays, yes, because I am there on Saturdays. I can speak for Saturday. In fact, I know that as a fact. On Mondays, not so much because there's another group coming in. Muay Thai shows up.
I will say it's hard in general because all of our classes are like that. They're all back to back to back.
Yeah.
So at, Severno Park or Owings Mills, it's going to be harder because they have a smaller lobby. But still, I would say the guys they still put in the work. You might not see them in the lobby, in the gym, but the standard is still there. No way Coach Keith is letting them slide and compete without doing extra drilling, extra practices, having a game plan, anything like that.
Yeah, I will say, like, in the satellite locations, especially when a competition's coming up, a lot of these guys will stay after, talk to Coach Keith, and be like, what can we fix? They'll like review videos and everything. So regardless of location, everyone still pretty much has the same like training habits, which is good because now it's consistent with all 3 locations.
Yeah.
I think as a overall umbrella of it fits. Like the few folks that I do, speak with from Owens Mills, same attitude. But yeah, like across all the gyms, there is a consistency there where, it's representation, right? It's like if you go out to compete, like Keith, Julius, they're not going to just let you go out there like an asshole. So as far as your training goes, Chris, are you more interested in sharpening like your strengths or fixing weaknesses at this point in your game as a competitor?
Sharpen your strengths. All right, well, hold on. Tricky wording, sir. Tricky wording. Here, you got a silver tongue over there.
Hey,
You said for me or in general?
I say for you.
For me, it's strengthening strengths, because I think at black belt there are no glaring weaknesses. There are no big lapses in technique or positional awareness or anything like that. So all these guys are so good defensively. Strength, like bolstering up your defense, isn't going to add that much more. Everything. I mean, this is also in general though, is that all these games, everything is won with offense. You know, you don't look at any sport and go, man, that defense was sick. That's how they won. You're like, no. It's because they scored more. It wasn't because their defense was so good that they stopped them from scoring so many times. They had to also score more than the other teams to win. And that's with any sport. So I do think offense is the more helpful attribute to get. And then also, yeah, you can, in a simpleman's term, you can just, it's easier to see red and pull back than it is to have to shell up, find like some kind of opening in their like sea or surge of attack, and then try and come back from that. Like, why would you want to? You don't ever really. Not a lot of people prefer to fight on the back foot.
Yeah, that's fair. I need to know from you, Mark. What's one jiu-jitsu opinion, not general opinion, that you have regularly that gets you a side eye?
I guess the one is I guess the drilling approach. All right, I feel like that's been a discussion. We've actually talked about this, right? The drilling.
Yeah.
It's drilling versus what do you call it? It's the ecological.
Oh, ecological training versus whatever the other approach is.
Constraints-led approach.
Chris, what's one jiu-jitsu opinion that you have that regularly gets you side-eyed?
Pulling guard's fucking fine.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Pulling guard's fucking fine. Listen, it's jiu-jitsu. That's one of the things in jiu-jitsu. Every sport's got its own unique aspect. If you don't like it, cry about it, do something else. I don't care. Like, what are you going to... Okay, you want to do takedowns? Go do wrestling. Why are you complaining about it? Like, what are you going to do after you take them down anyway? You're going to do jiu-jitsu, so just make it faster. All right? You didn't get to highlight the person? That's your fault. You should have shot quicker. But pulling guard's fucking fine. Especially the format. Sub-only people are like, why is he pulling guard? I'm like, brother, you're going to submit them on the feet?
Yeah. Huh?
Damn, that's a good one. I didn't even...
So I feel with like when people watch MMA and they complain about it going to the ground and grappling, it's like, well, then go watch boxing, go watch kickboxing, go watch Muay Thai. If all you want to see is people stand and bang, and it's like, but they won't do that. Then they'll watch MMA and then, oh, this is gay. These guys are on the ground dry humping. It's the same ideal there with like pulling guards. Like, it's jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Like,
it is very baffling how there are options to eliminate the one aspect that people hate, but people don't want to take that option. And not to really shout them out, but one actually is doing basically every kickboxing variation under the sun that you could think of, with the 4-ounce gloves, the big boxing gloves, kickboxing, boxing, mixed rules, made up rules, everything under the sun. So if you don't like any of the groundwork, that's okay. You probably should be watching one more then, because they have every striking rule set imaginable and with all those different equipments, and you can watch them and then, I don't know, find something to complain about there. Not enough groundwork.
That's such a good one, though. I have so many complaints about that. It's actually kind of irritating now that you brought it up.
He's triggered.
It is triggered. Like, SP, I don't know what it is. There's a big wrestling culture in that area.
yeah.
So a lot of the guys, they want to wrestle, but I just sit to my butt and I pull. And they're like, oh, you don't want to play the takedown game, blah, blah. You don't want to stand up on the feet. And
I'm not going to edit that out.
She was hyping you up.
Public opinion.
Yeah.
then some guys take it well. The others, they get like, I don't know. They get in their heads. They get really upset that, like I leg lock them or something, or I take their back, and they're like,
And get better at jiu-jitsu.
So that is a really good, like, and a lot of people do like tease me about it, like, oh, you don't want to like stand up on the feet and play judo with me or do wrestling. I said no, like I want to break your leg. I want to take your back and choke you out. So. But the MMA one is also really valid too. That one kind of annoys me.
Well, I get it because my neighbors come over. And they want to watch the fights. Then when the fight goes to the ground, they start complaining. It's like, dog. Like if we stood up right now, we're fighting.
Yeah.
I'm not letting you hit me in the face.
Yeah.
if I can get you to the ground, I'm going to hold you on the ground. If you can't get up, then you're losing. That's like learn how to fight off the ground.
There was one time we did a competition in Atlanta, right? And we were just in the hotel lobby. There was a UFC fight. I forgot who. But basically, we were all just watching the UFC fight. And some random guy comes in. And I guess the two fighters, they were in the ground. They were just doing jiu-jitsu. And some guy goes like, oh, that shit's gay, blah, blah. I don't know why they could just stand up and hit each other in the face. I don't understand this dry humping shit and everything. And I think it was either Mahoney or Carlos. But one of them was like, yeah, it is pretty gay. And he's like, yeah, it is. What are you guys in town for? Oh, we're here for a jiu-jitsu competition. Oh, yeah, we all got gold, by the way.
I mean, that's just...
And it was just like, he didn't say anything and he walked away.
Like, people, like, sit there and have, you know, whatever they have to say about it. It's like, can you stop anyone that's able to get you to the ground? Can you stop them from getting you to the ground? Can you stop them from pulling guard? Like, once they're there, what can you do from there? Like, like, if you're mad about guard pullers, then maybe you need to look in the mirror and, like, figure out, why am I mad about that? Oh, it's gay. Okay, why is it gay? Because you get pulled into guard and now you're stuck. You get submitted. That's okay. I mean, it's fine. I had that opinion very early on, too. I was like, this shit is dumb. I was like, you know what? Let me stop getting fucking pulled into guard. Like, instead of complaining and wanting them to change the rules for you, like, learn how to, like, dance with those rules. Quit being little bitches, yo. Not gonna edit that out. I'm keeping that in. All those barks stays in. Hey, Erica, I got a question for you. Do you think social media has helped or hurt jiu-jitsu or martial arts in general?
Well, you could definitely argue either way. But I would say I think it definitely has helped in the sense of it's given a lot of people more access to the sport, or made them aware that this was something that they could do. Like I said, like, I grew up doing martial arts, but not a lot of people do. Like I said, you could argue either way. You know, misinformation, YouTube black belt, people thinking that they, you know something when they don't. But I think it's definitely been positive for the community.
Yeah. What about in terms of, like, marketing? How would you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Definitely. I would say a lot of our people see us on Instagram, want to come in. Also on the education aspect. You know, I feel like I used to hear from parents a lot that they didn't want their child to get into this sport because they were worried it would make them more aggressive, or they didn't want their child fighting. But with social media, it's just an opportunity to educate, you know? So it shows them how this type of sport can really benefit them and help them, teach them things, help them learn a life skill. So I think in that aspect, marketing and everything, it's really, really good.
You know what's funny is that, so I work in Northwest now, but when I was working in Northeast, I work in a school district, and I don't know what it is. The ad blocker is different, I swear to goodness. But I was showing a video in my classroom on YouTube, right? And then, but they had ads. Crazy 88 popped up on my ad.
I love that.
No, it was a picture of Baird on top of me.
No!
And all my kids saw. All my
They're
students.
Like, you're losing. We need to change that.
Literally this like, right. I guess it's like 4 years old at this point. Baird is probably, we're both blue belts, but Baird is on top, and he's a big burly man on top of me, Mount. And he looks like he's about to, like, crush my face. And all my kids saw that. And they're like,
I was like, wow, that's so good. Probably not good for you, but good for us.
My students called me Mr. R because they can't pronounce my last name.
Oh,
like Dante.
Oh. So it's not just me.
They're children. You're like 40 years old.
I am adopted, and I'm still stuck in a child's mindset. I'm from Flint, all right? You got bad water.
Oh, my God. But they're like, Mr. R, is that you? And I try to I close my laptop.
You're like, no, it's not me. It's not me. Just a guy who looks like
we
me.
saw that's you. It's your face. And you're about to die. It was just big ass dude.
I mean,
it was really bad because they had no idea I do jiu-jitsu or martial arts in general.
Oh.
So
they were scared for you.
They were scared. They actually saw it and they were like, wait, that looked like you.
my daughter sees the videos that I record on Saturday from training. There's no fear in her eye, no fear in her heart for me. She's just like, damn, you got swept again. I was like,
do you know your daughter and I have a picture online because of Ivy League?
yes.
And she's only a year old and she looks like my kid on there doing a kid's class.
Yeah, she I see things and I'm just like, oh, there's my kid. I guess it's okay, whatever. I don't want her to see it because then it'll go to her head. Oh, I'm a celebrity.
Do you have plans for Atlas to do jiu-jitsu, work in the kids program and stuff like that?
Yes.
He already has a jiu-jitsu gi.
It's going to be a whole family thing.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the way it should be. I said that too. My wife was like, yeah, let's put her in theater. She can't act her way out of a fucking fight.
It is very similar.
I don't know, man.
You guys putting on a performance.
Yeah, that's not going to help her. It's not going to help at all. Like that girl who just beat those other, in the pizza parlor, she ragged all that one chick and I was just like, oh my God.
Did you see that video?
No.
Oh.
What are you guys talking about?
Threw them by their hair.
Yeah, she grabbed her by her hair and just
did a judo move.
Yeah, well, she threw her knee to the chest too. When I saw that knee, I was like, "Oh, this ain't gonna be good." And then after the knee, she just flung her.
Good for her.
And then the camera person, she went for the camera person. It was like, "Oh, you want to smoke too?" They came up. I believe the post says they came up with 5 people. I only saw 4, 2 girls and 2 guys. And then when one girl was getting her ass whipped, they're like, hey, break it up. I was like, oh, now you want to break it up. You're always ready to come up here and clown this girl. And now your girl is getting her ass whipped. But I saw that video. I was like, oh, man, I need to show this to my wife. And then my wife will be like, well, I don't want my child to engage in that violence. So you want her to be part of the violence. All right,
Well,
let's go check this out.
only one of 2 things are going to happen. She's either
Only if
going to
she's
defend
winning.
herself and win, or she's going to get her ass beat. And you definitely don't want the second thing to happen.
All right, here we go. They're in the pizza parlor. Oh!
She is throwing that girl like a rag doll.
Yes. She you know how you when you folding your sheets, or make that she treated her like a sheet.
Get that girl in MMA
She
right
is.
now.
She is, and it's
See, that's the thing. No, I don't have kids now, but I just can never see a life where my child doesn't know how to defend themselves. Because you don't want your kid to be the other girl.
well, yeah. You don't want your kid to be the bully, thinking like, oh, I talk loud, I buck hard, I'm gonna scare this kid and intimidate them, and then that kid turns on and whip your ass, and it's like, oh, you are about that life. I was just joking. So I don't want my kid to be the one just joking. I want my kid to be able to say, oh, you come up to my job and try to come at me, you about to fill this earth real quick.
Have you guys ever, not to take over your podcast, but have you guys ever?
I saw it in your eyes. I saw it.
No,
I wanted to ask.
Yes, I have.
Have you guys ever been into an altercation where you needed to protect somebody or protect yourself with jiu-jitsu?
A lot.
I've had
No.
it twice. Once when I was a white belt, I might have been 2 months in, 3 months in. And fortunately, the guy didn't know what to do, because if he did, I was going to get my ass whipped. I had to control somebody in the bar, and I had his back. And I was like, okay, we're good. But I didn't have my knees pinched or anything. So if he just turned around, I was about to get my ass beat. Fortunately, he did not, and then they kind of separated us. I was like, okay, that's good. But I look back on it, I was like, man, if that dude would have just turned, he could just start raining shots, because I didn't know what to do from that point. It was like, all right, I know I got this guy. I go to jiu-jitsu once a week. I know how to do this. And then recently, I think I mentioned to you, there's a fight in the library. And
A library. Interesting.
because people trying to learn so hard. And
So aggressive. That's my book.
actually, no, there's I guess they call them unhoused now. I like to use the term homeless, because they don't have a home. so they're less. But he was bothering some kid, and well, according to the kid, the homeless guy was actually bothering somebody else, and he stepped up to defend this other guy. They got into a scuffle, and I saw the library staff go to break it up, but they all went at the kid to separate him. It was like, holy, this doesn't look even. So I go over, and I go to the kid, and he was fine, but basically, using like a simple underhook and just like wrist control. And like, because whenever people say jiu-jitsu doesn't work in the street, it's like, yeah, you're thinking like, again, bolos and fucking arm bars and all this other. It's like just body awareness.
Yeah, you're not thinking about the honestly, even just you training and being in the room is going to give you some type of a little bit of self-confidence or safety. Even if you don't know completely what you're doing, you're going to be more aware. You're going to feel slightly more safer.
90% of the time with me. Sometimes 98. But even with that, it was just like, okay, cool. And then the kid, after we went outside to talk, he calmed down. He was like, I just want to get my stuff. I was like, let's go get your property. We go back in. We're coming back out, and the guy lunges at the kid. Now I'm tangled up with him. And the same principle is like, let me look and make sure he doesn't have a weapon. Let me get an underhook. But this dude really wanted to fight. He was pushing. The kid was like, I don't want to do anything. I'm just a kid. That old dude was trying to fight and talking about, hey, if I had my knife, I'd cut your head off. That's why I was like, I'm looking at him like, yo, I hope he does not have a weapon.
Yeah.
Because we all running. Like, if I see a machete come out his knapsack, I was like, kid, run.
Yeah.
Fast. You young. I know you fast. But in a lot of cases, not a lot, but like in other cases where I've seen shit going on, the jiu-jitsu I use is, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Because I know it's like, we don't need to get involved in that. There ain't no need to touch nobody. Just fucking run. Like, leave.
People are crazy.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that my parents always taught me is that
Don't be a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need to come to rescue anyone. You don't need to be getting involved in that because people are crazy. They will pull out a knife, pull out a gun,
I have no interest. Like I always say, I got places to be, and here ain't one of them. So if you got weapons, that's cool. Play with your weapons. So yeah, how about you guys? Her question.
Oh,
have you ever had to use?
Can you use it in a sentence?
everyone knows I get into a lot of street fights.
What?
Yeah.
Like, this man's on DC just on a regular, just like he's just swinging on people.
Like, I got into one last year. Actually,
I thought you were going to say last week.
no, last summer.
It snowed, so that would have been even better.
Yeah.
Joe Huggy like called me out on it recently.
Huggins?
Yeah, because he went to DC for he had to go film something for, I guess, local DMV. It's like a newscast thing, and he was like, man, I can see why you punched that guy in the face last year, because driving in DC sucks, and it's true. It's horrendous. Like,
Yeah.
I have to drive around Beltway to go through Northwest just to get to work, and there's a lot of like just aggressive and bad drivers, like, and they're obnoxious too. So, I guess the most recent one was I was driving. I got cut off. I was just trying to turn into a neighborhood, just to go somewhere. And the guy literally sped up in front of my car, and he just held his horn the entire time. And the guy was maybe about like 5 or 6 cars away. So I had enough time to actually turn into the neighborhood. But he sped up, stopped in front of my car. Like, my car was like this, and I couldn't get in front of him. And he just held his horn. And I was like, look, man, I'm just trying to go and, just turn into the neighborhood. So I tried to back out. It's actually hard because there are cars right behind me. So then I try to peel away and go into the other lane and just go back. And then he backed out again and basically reblocked my car, so it was in the way. And then he just held his horn again. And then, I don't know, he said like a racial slur, I forgot. He called me something. And so I jumped out of my car and punched him in the face while his windows were down. And then...
Let's make some fucking noise with that.
He tried to... Oh, no, wait, it was another guy who drove by and called me a racial slur. That's what it was. And then I guess I projected that anger towards this guy because he was the one blocking me. So that's when I stepped out, punched him in the face, and then he tried to step out of his car, and I stole him again, and I broke his glasses, and he kind of got scared, and then he drove off.
Kind of.
Yeah. What's funny is, so I got in the neighborhood. I went back. I went back out, and then I drove down the same way he did, but because I was trying to get somewhere. And I called Dante, actually, and I was like, Dante, I'm really upset. I'm really, like, heated.
And I talked him through breathing techniques.
Yeah, he did. He helped me calm down.
Because I go to therapy.
So he was talking to me through it. And then we hear the same guy. It was crazy because he's harassing this lady in front of him, like an older lady, and he's just honking on his horn. And Dante was on the phone. What were you gonna say?
No, it took me to another incident I had at McDonald's.
He's a violent guy, but Dante hears him through the phone and was like, "Is this guy honking his horn? Is he holding it down?" And I drove past him. It's the same guy harassing another lady, and he's like bleeding and everything because I punched him. But I guess he's even more mad, so he's just holding it.
Like, let me go find someone that I can take advantage of now. There's a lady, because ladies are weak.
Yeah,
Fucking loser. They're not weak, for y'all listening. How about you, Chris?
Chris said no.
No. I have a son.
That actually, once Sophie was born, like, my mentality out in public changed. Because my goal is always to get home. I gotta get home with my kid. I got shit to do. Like, and granted, I was training for a year prior to her birth, so it's not like, oh, I've had martial arts all my life, and then a kid, no, like I had a shitty attitude, and my daughter was born. I was like, maybe I should be nicer to people now, and then I started being nicer to people, and then, you know what, people stopped fucking with me. Let's jump to a real quick rapid fire. Get the fuck out of here. All right, rapid fire. Favorite submission to hit in a competition, Mark?
Huh?
Leg lock.
I was gonna say leg lock.
All right, bet. Chris?
It's a heel hook.
Yeah, I was gonna say heel
you've
hook
seen the
also.
type.
It's a heel hook.
Erica?
Toe hold.
It's toe hold. Look at that.
Look at all these leg lockers.
She doesn't know what that is.
I have never competed, but
I know. That's okay. That's what I was waiting. I had something
We're
lined up. and I was
striving
like,
towards
fuck.
the toe hold.
Fuck. All right. She has goals though. Least favorite position to be stuck in. Mark.
Mount.
Chris.
Bottom of smashed half.
Erica.
mother's milk.
That sucks too. All right. Best advice you ignored early on. Mark.
Pass. You
did ignore that advice a lot. I would tell you that all the time. I told you that all the time. You did ignore that.
Chris.
The best advice that I ignored early on?
Mm-hmm.
Get better. Get better. Don't go
That's
harder.
a really
get better.
loaded question.
It was like, get better. I'm not sick. No, we mean get better.
It was get better, not go harder.
Sure. Erica.
Go to class. Go to jiu-jitsu.
She's still avoiding that advice.
Waited too long on that one.
She's like, it's not early on anymore, but I'm still going to ignore it. Most misunderstood belt level. Mark.
I'm going to say blue belt.
Chris.
Purple belt.
Erica.
Damn.
White belt.
I knew it. One things white belts should stop worrying about. Mark.
Medals.
Chris.
Losing.
Erica.
Beating people's ass.
Look at you guys.
Dang.
Like on a roll here. Most underrated skill in jiu-jitsu.
Most underrated skill.
I don't have the Jeopardy music.
I want to say knee pinch.
Chris.
I was going to say the ability to listen.
That's fair.
Dang.
That's fair.
That's true leadership. Holy crap.
Erica.
What Chris said, or the ability to take feedback.
That's called listening.
Fine, what Chris said.
All right. Last one. Training first thing in the morning or late at night? Mark.
First thing in the morning.
dumb. Chris.
Night.
Erica.
Late at night.
Yeah, looks like you're
She does not train.
When I do train, it's late at night.
Dude, I hate it. I showed up to 6 a.m. class here once and I got throttled by everyone.
Wait, so how early are we talking? I'm
It's the
thinking
morning.
like 11.
That's afternoon. That's noon, buddy. That's noon. I'm talking about morning, like 6 a.m.
Oh, I was thinking like 12 o'clock.
I guess I should have said, well, that's noon.
That's morning to
That's
me.
morning for some people.
Okay, but that's not morning, though. Like, they suck, those people. All right. All right, so that's all the rapid fires there. We're going to go ahead and wrap up, and I just want to ask one last question before we get out of here because, you know, you all have been so awesome and grateful for showing up and helping me out here. But I want to ask the final group question. Why does jiu-jitsu still matter to you?
To me, I just enjoy where I'm at in terms of my gym, where I'm progressing. Mostly the gym, right? Like, I'm an older guy. I don't really want to, like, just kill my ass off in competition. Like, I want to be around a good group of people. Even when I'm traveling, right? Like, Chris is one of my main traveling buddies. Like, like, we actually traveled a lot last year doing seminars. Well, his seminar. And
I was present while he drove.
I was present while
counts.
he led.
He led the drive.
He led
All
the,
14 hours
he led the
straight.
class. But yeah,
I'm sorry.
I just enjoy like where I am. Like, again, a lot of this has been like community based the past couple of years, just because life happened. So it's always nice to fall back on a group that I know has my back, that helps me want to grow in the sport, and also just pat me on the back when I'm feeling down.
Yeah. That was so sweet. So sweet.
Literally.
And Chris, how about yourself? Why does jiu-jitsu still matter to you?
It's fun. Plain and simple, it's fun. There, you know, as you get older, there's not a lot of things that you're going to be doing in your free time if it's not enjoyable or fun. Yeah, so I still love jiu-jitsu. I can still go pretty hard, and I have fun doing it.
And Erica.
Why should you start jiu-jitsu?
Why should I get off White Belt Island?
No, you need to start first.
I have
Why does
started
martial arts
coach.
still matter to you?
I like how my Nogi coach acts like I don't go to class.
I'm sorry, when were you there?
I would say it definitely matters for just every aspect of life. It's good for you. It's good to do. It helps build your self-discipline and your confidence. It's a good workout. You're learning a life skill. I think as an adult, martial arts is the best thing you could possibly do for your life.
I agree. See?
Wait till this podcast is over.
Let's make some noise for that threat.
That's not a promise that she's going to train.
I'm not going to edit any of that out. All right. Well, everyone here, thank you very much. And as I always say to guests on the podcast, anytime people give their time to sit down and talk nonsense with me, it's pretty fucking awesome. So thank you. As always, to you guys, the listeners, thank you. If you have any questions, concerns, criticisms, anything, please feel free to reach out. You can always find me at bjj.wiki on Instagram or Off the Man's Podcast as well on Instagram. I want to give a big shout out to everyone. My guests here, Mr. R, Chris Tran, and Erica Rivera. Rivera. See, I knew it. Girl, I know.
He's going to say your actual last name, but not mine as well.
Because every time I say you say it's wrong. I'm tired of being doubted.
Like 15 years of friendship, and this is what I get.
I'm tired of being doubted. Okay, I have feelings and emotions too. But thank you to you guys. Especially you, Mark, because you are episode 1. And you do the anniversary episode every year. So you're a big driving force to this. So one day I will learn how to properly say your last name. Oh, God. Maybe I should just ask you, but where's the fun in that? But also I want to shout out Nerd Rage Radio. If it weren't for those guys, I wouldn't be doing the podcast. So thank you to them. Bobby, Chris, Joe, Marilyn, Phil, Ricky, Tiki, Farrell, all those fucking guys. There's a lot of them. I don't know all their names. So that's what that is. Also want to shout out my other podcast, So You Like Horror. If you like scary movies, go check that shit out. I don't know what movie we might be talking about. We might be talking about Are You Afraid of Dark? We might be talking about Midnight Mass. I don't know. I don't know what's going to be up by the time this comes out. But go check it out if you like scary movies and scary content, because that's what we talk about over there. And last but not least, again, thank you to you all here at the table with me. Thank you to Crazy 88 as well, because that's where we're recording. And we're right in front of a camera. So I'm sure they're looking like, what the fuck are these guys doing? You know what we're doing? Community building. That's what we're doing. So thank you to Crazy 88 for that. And just all the training. And that's it. You all know what it is. We love you guys. Thank you. You guys keep listening. We're going to definitely keep making these shows. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
They were with it. Now let me sing a song.